All right, we're going to be looking at um, lease comps. So there's a pretty simple rule when an investor buys a home, they're going to rehab the home, and then um, they're going to have two options basically. They're going to decide if they want to flip the house. If they flip it, they're going to sell it for a profit, or if they decide to lease it, so we'll call that holding. If they decide to hold the property, they're going to lease it out month by month to a tenant, which is going to create them cash flow. So the first question we want to ask is, what makes a house a better lease property or a good lease property? So we're going to go back to our comps over here on 8124 Cannon Street. And if we feel like the possible ARV is 150,000, we're going to use the 1% rule. So here's the 1% rule. If you can get more than 1% of this number per month, it's probably going to be a good lease opportunity. So let me explain. So 1% of 150,000 for Cannon Street is going to be 1,500. So if we can get more than 1,500 per month on a lease, it's worth looking into. So what we're going to do, go to search. Instead of going for single family, we're going to come down here to rental. We're going to go to quick rentals. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to type in the address. We're going to basically run a comp the same way we do on a sold comp, but these are going to give us what, like the monthly lease, like 1,400, 1,150, 1,150, 1,500. So right there already, it's not looking like these lease numbers are working out for us. Let me outline these big streets. We'll include this. I'm going to go to my results. I'm not seeing a lot above 1,500, especially if sometimes you have to go to Realist to get like the information about that house, like square footage in year. So this is Realist. If you're ever looking at an off-market property and you need the information. So this is 1,000 square feet. So most of these houses are bigger, so I probably don't want to look at anything above 1,200 square feet. This is a 3-bed, 1-bath. Let's see what else is going on over here. So these are 3 and 2, so these are comparable. So these are my comparable comps for rentals. My square foot is 1,000, so it's smaller than these. So I'm looking like at 1,150 for the rent comps. Does that meet the 1% rule of one? No, it doesn't. So that wouldn't be a good one. Let's do one more. Let's look. Sometimes you'll be surprised because some houses don't. Let me go ahead and save this. That was Cannon Street. All right, yeah. I'll go ahead and save that. So let's do Wilmington. So if we feel like Wilmington's worth 170, we need to see if we can get 1,700. So we're going back to search. We're going to be at the quick rentals. Wilmington Street. There we go. Pull my map. Let's go back to Realist so I can quick access. Because this house is not currently for rent, so it's not going to. This house won't show up on the comps. 1,400 square feet. No, this is not looking good already just by looking at it. Let me zoom out. We'll take a big chunk of this. Go out to your main roads. There's a high demand for rentals. I'm just not seeing anything up in that number. So my rent comps for this, 3, 2. Let's do 3 or more beds. Make sure you hit the plus for 3 or more. We'll do 2 or more baths. I gotta narrow this down a little bit. 1388. Let's go 200 below, and we'll go about 200 above. So 5 to 10 results are really clear. So it shows a high demand. However, I mean, there's no way to justify more than 1,200, 13, yeah, 1,250 at the most. So is that a good one? No. Anytime you run these rental comps and this number is bigger than 1%, it may be a really good hold. It doesn't mean that it's not a good flip, it's just not a good hold. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. We'll call it lease comps. You can call it lease comps or rent comps. All right, let me know if you have any questions.